My dad refused to walk me down the aisle because he promised my sister he'd walk her first. But when she chose her stepdad instead, the look on his face was priceless. Let me explain. I'm 28. My sister Emma is 32. Our parents divorced when I was 10 and Emma was 14. Dad remarried Karen within a year and Emma hated her. She refused to visit, blamed Dad for everything, and eventually cut him off completely. I stayed close to both parents. When Emma got engaged 2 years ago, Dad was thrilled. He told me at Christmas dinner, I promised Emma years ago I'd walk her down the aisle first. It's only fair. I laughed it off, but 6 months later when I got engaged, I asked Dad to walk me down the aisle. He hesitated and said, I can't, sweetheart. I made a promise to your sister. I was devastated. Emma and I weren't even that close anymore. She'd ghosted Dad for 8 years, and now he was choosing her over me. My fiance said we should just have my stepdad do it, but it hurt. I cried for days. Mom tried calling Dad to talk sense into him, but he wouldn't bud. He kept saying, a promise is a promise. I started planning my wedding without him. My stepdad, who'd been in my life since I was 12, said he'd be honored. But every time I looked at my dress, I thought about Dad not being there. Then 3 months before my wedding, Emma's wedding invitations arrived. I noticed the program said her stepdad Mark would be walking her down the aisle, not Dad. I stared at it for a full minute, unable to believe what I was seeing. I texted her, why isn't Dad walking you? She replied, Mark raised me. Dad was barely around. I forwarded the screenshot to Dad. He called me immediately, voice shaking. She told me Mark was just giving a toast. She lied to me. I didn't respond. I was too angry. He'd thrown away walking his own daughter down the aisle for someone who didn't even want him there. A week later, Dad showed up at my apartment with flowers and a card. I'm so sorry. I was trying to fix things with Emma and I neglected you. Please let me walk. I looked at him and said, it's too late. My stepdad already agreed and I'm not going to hurt him by changing my mind now. Dad's face crumbled. Please, I made a mistake, I said. So did I, thinking you'd choose me. He left without another word, but I wasn't done. The day of Emma's wedding, I posted a throwback photo of Dad teaching me to ride a bike. The caption read, to the man who never missed a moment for me, grateful every day. Emma called me screaming, you did that on purpose. You're trying to ruin my day. I said calmly, you had your moment with Mark. I'm just celebrating mine with the dad who showed up. She hung up on me. 2 weeks later, my wedding day arrived. Dad showed up anyway, sitting in the back row. When my stepdad walked me down the aisle, I saw Dad crying. At the reception, my stepdad gave a beautiful speech, then handed the mic to Dad. I think someone else wants to say something. Dad walked up, voice breaking. He said, I spent so long chasing someone who didn't want me. I almost lost the daughter who always did. I'm sorry it took me this long to see it. He looked right at some people wait for the perfect moment to show up. Others show up and make every moment perfect. You did that for me even when I didn't deserve it. The room was silent. I hugged him and he whispered, thank you for giving me another chance. Emma texted me that night. You turned Dad against me. I replied, no, you did that yourself when you chose who mattered. He was always there. You just refused to see it. She blocked me immediately. Now a year later, Dad and I talk every week. He never mentions Emma unless I ask. Last month, he told me she'd reached out, asking to reconnect. He said, I told her I'm done chasing people who don't want to be caught. And Emma, she sent a Christmas card this year, signed just from her and Mark. No mention of